Brit and Jacob movies. I am Jacob.
And I'm Britton.
Alright, we are in the summer blockbuster season, so what better movie to talk about than Free Guy, one of the biggest surprises that I saw last year.
Ooh, boy.
Oh boy. I'm excited to talk about this film. What about you?
I am very interested in talking about this movie. This is a very fun movie. Like Jacob, I was not expecting this movie to be as good as it was, but what do you know? This was one of those movies that surprised me.
Me too. Judging from the trailers, like, it looked fun, but to me it just looked like a big product placement movie.
Yeah, it kind of looked like, oh, let's try and be cheeky and referential, and that'll be the movie. And I'm like, oh, come on, like, that's not interesting. But then my parents saw it, and they loved it, and they're like, Britton, you gotta watch this movie. And I'm like, all right. Like, it looked fun, but let's see what you got. And let me tell you, this movie surprised me, and this one was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, Free Guy was a total blast from start to finish. With creative world building, and it manages to create one of the best video game movies yet, packed with wit, humor, this clever concept, sweet self-aware humor, and a charming cast. Free Guy is just an all-around good time that really surprised me.
Yeah, this is a film that has been compared to stuff like The Truman Show, The Matrix, Dark City, and all those fun movies about fake realities. But this movie has what a lot of those other movies don't. Heart.
Yes, it does. Has a lot of heart to it.
And Ryan Reynolds is great in this. He brings his, you could say, goofy charm to this movie.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in this, but he's great at it.
Yeah, I have a bit of an on and off thing with Ryan Reynolds. He could be very good, and then when not, I'm just like, that's not it. But I really liked him in this.
Though I have yet to see him in a film where he disappears in a role.
Well, yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds, but, you know.
We also have a lot of other players in this movie. We got Jodie Comer, Lil Rel Howery of Get Out fame, Keery of Stranger Things fame, and Taika Waititi is in this movie, and he is great.
I mean, it's Taika Waititi.
I know. I love Taika Waititi, man. We're actually going to be talking about him in a few weeks, in fact.
Oh, yeah. He's our Lord and Savior. I don't care what Carlton says.
Though, funnily enough, every time I watch the Thor Love and Thunder trailer now, I always think of what Carlton said about it. It's like, dude, it sounds like a porno. And I'm like, fuck you. Now every time I watch it, I'm just thinking, fuck you, Carlton. So hard. Middle finger to you. No, I'm kidding. We love you, Carlton, but ugh. Anyway. But back to Free Guy. I really liked this movie. I thought it was really fun. Very heartfelt movie, surprisingly.
Yeah, this film was, this film was not what I was expecting. As I said, I thought it was going to be this big product placement movie, this IP movie. But no, it was surprisingly heartfelt, has characters you care about and you really enjoy. Charming cast, as I said. Really fun. It's just a really fun movie overall. It's definitely a summer blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and a good one, surprisingly. Hollywood hasn't actually run out of ideas yet. This is actually really good. The marketing didn't really give it enough credit, but hey, this was a good movie. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yes, I had a blast with it, and this film gave me a boner for Jodie Comer.
Ha 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 ha! Yeah, and her bubblegum ice cream.
Yes.
Oh yes, if you hear drilling in the background, they're fixing up my house. So, or my yeah. Anyways, but yes, I really like this movie. I think this is just, it's great. it wasn't what I expected it would be, and that's actually kind of nice once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this film perfect? You glitches.
Oh, Jesus. Very funny. Very, very clever, Jacob.
Thank you. But yeah, Free Guy was a good time.
Yeah, I like this movie. Is it a little cliched? Yes, it is. But it makes up for it with likable characters and people you like and you want to see win. So, there you go.
Indeed.
They wanted a sequel? Oh boy. Anyway.
Oh.
So, yeah. My blurb thoughts real quick. I think Free Guy is a really good movie. It was a lot better than I expected it would be, to be sure. And it was fun. It's just a fun movie. Good old-fashioned blockbuster entertainment. And you know what? We're kind of lacking in that nowadays. So it was nice to see a well-done blockbuster entertainment movie.
Yeah, to put it short, Free Guy is just a fun time, and we need. Sometimes we need more films like Free Guy.
Indeed.
Just a fun movie.
Indeed.
Packed with characters, heart, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, yeah, it's really... So, yeah, but yeah, Free Guy is a really interesting movie in a lot of ways. I enjoy... I just enjoy its heart, you know?
Indeed.
Excuse me. Let us see. I guess we'll get into this. I guess we'll get into this then.
Oh, yes.
So, we start with Guy. That's his name. The title. Guy is a non-player character, or NPC, if you're familiar with video games, like I am. In Free City, which is a massively multiplayer online video game. MMORPG, basically. It was developed by this thing called Tsunami Studio. Free City is... It's basically GTA 5.
It is.
They...
Except not as...
they don't even try to hide it. It's GTA 5.
Yeah, except no sticks or anything like that, like GTA 5. But it is GTA.
Yeah, and Guy just is one of those NPCs who just walks around and gets just caught in the crossfire, with all the characters. And, it's just a really clever idea. Like, what if one of the NPCs in those video games you like to play just gains self-awareness?
Yeah,
it's like,
kind of mind of its own.
Yeah, like that's really the hook of this movie. Which, yeah, this type of idea has been done before, like in The Matrix, The Truman Show. This actually reminded me a lot of The Truman Show, in fact.
Oh, yes, indeed. That's what reminded me the most about this, The Truman Show. Not really for The Matrix, but The Truman Show.
So, they end up finding, so the players of Free City just go around and spread fucking mayhem around the place, and it's quite the ride. If I remember, I think Guy's a bank worker.
Yes.
Yeah, he works at a bank. That often gets robbed, to the point where they're so used to it, they just, sit down and hang out while they're getting robbed.
And he talks with his best friend, Buddy.
He talks with his best friend, Buddy. I love Buddy. He's great.
I'm about to say, other than Jodie Comer, he's probably my favorite character. Buddy for life.
But basically, all of these NPCs just don't really know that they're living in a video game, and they just kind of live their lives. Guy wakes up, he says hi to his goldfish, he says it's gonna be a good day, and he puts on his suit, his little blue suit, Office Space style. I can't speak today.
Don't just have a good day, have a great day.
Yeah, he does say that. I forgot about that.
And he likes medium coffee, 2 creamer, 2 sugars. So, yeah. And every day he likes a medium coffee with creamer and 2 sugars.
Yep, basically. He gets his coffee super specific, and he's like, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And they're like, thanks, guy. And there's, like, a bunch of people shooting around, and there's a guy who runs around in tea bags to NPCs. Or I think that's later in the movie. But, yeah. So, there you go.
This movie's already fun.
Meanwhile, we end up meeting Molotov Girl, who is this kind of, you could call her the manic pixie girl dream person trope that you could say. She has red hair, and she's a badass, and she runs around with guns, and she has a British accent. So, there you go.
Yum, yum, yum. Couldn't help myself.
Oh, jeez. She's basically like a I don't know what she's doing, actually. She just kind of, like, runs around and, like... Or no, she's trying to find evidence that the Tsunami founder and CEO, his name is Antoine, and he's played by Taika Waititi, but we'll get to that in a minute. Molotov Girl is running around and looking for evidence that Free City is, doing some shady shit. And then we end up figuring out what's going on in the real world. We end up meeting Molotov Girl's real-life avatar, Millie. Millie is a game developer who previously helped to create a game called Life Itself, which they tried making with a novel artificial intelligence thing for its NPC. But she and her friend Walter McKee, also known as Keys, so we'll just call him Keys. So Keys and Millie ended up making this game called Life Itself. But sadly, for the powers that be, Antoine wasn't a big fan of it, and he ended up scrapping it to do Free City. But Keys managed to retain a job at Tsunami. But Millie thinks that Antoine stole Life Itself's source code after buying the game's rights from them. So she basically spends a lot of her time shooting around and looking for evidence about the theft of this source code. What do you think about Millie / Molotov Girl?
Oh, let me tell you. But yeah. So, other than being eye-candy, so far we don't know much about her yet. We just know what her routine is in Free City. But so far, yeah.
I really like how this actually kind of feels like a world, even though it's a video game. There's a bunch of random people going on, or you could say people with asterisks. They're NPCs. But, you know, I kind of like how it's a full-on world. You know, there's like an underworld, you know, there's the people just kind of getting along, doing their stuff, and then Free Guy ends up becoming this, you know, vigilante.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very, very big world.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's like...
It feels like a real
Grand
place.
Theft Auto. It's like Grand Theft Auto.
It is Grand Theft Auto. Like, don't even say it's like... It is Grand Theft Auto.
It's like... I mean, there's no sex, but...
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. There's no sex, but yes, it is a lot like Grand Theft Auto. The influence is definitely there.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of like Fortnite meets Grand Theft Auto.
It is. That's a good way to put it. Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto combined.
But yeah, so Millie, I like her character. She's really fun. I really like her character. She's very driven, and she really wants to take that Antoine down for good reason. Cause oh man, I will get to Antoine, but you know.
Oh yes.
So one day, so she ends up calling Keys because they were friends for a while, and now they're kind of estranged. Keys is employed by Tsunami, and he does feel for her. He understands where she's coming from, but he doesn't want to help because he signed a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Oh, yes. I like the idea that they're estranged and that they used to be friends. So far, I like both of these characters.
I'd say that they're both... I would say that they're both kind of the emotional core of this movie, aside from, like, Guy and his friends and Millie.
I would say they're essentially the heart and soul of this movie.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. They also work for... Or not they. Keys works for a guy called Antoine, like I said before. And... like I said, I'll talk more about him later, but... Oh, man. He's something.
He sure is.
So yeah, so back to Guy. Guy wakes up again and talks to his goldfish and gets his stuff on and says that sentence he says. What is it, Jacob? Say it again.
A medium coffee, 2 creamer, and 2 sugar.
No, the other one.
Oh yeah, he liked a cappuccino. Damn, Britton got me confused, boy.
Anyway. So he's walking around with his boy, Buddy, and I just love their friendship. Can I just say that?
You can say it, yes, because I love their friendship too.
It's such like a pure thing, you know. It's just a beautiful, simple friendship, you know.
Mhm.
And they love each other, man.
Yeah, bros for life.
Yeah, they're bros for life. And they're just kind of walking around and hanging out, and he got his coffee, you know, how he usually likes it. And suddenly, meanwhile, Molotov girl is, like, shooting around. Or no, she's, like, shooting around, and then she's, like, walking around, and she ends up catching his attention by singing his favorite song, called Fantasy. Which is basically, like, this cheesy 80s song. You know, you get the point. You know, it's Mariah Carey. From the 90s. I'm sorry, I meant the 90s. And let me tell you, it's like love at first sight, my friend.
It really is.
And that's kind of, I guess you could say that's kind of the hook that causes him to start deviating from what he should be doing, which is, you know, living his life as a NPC. If I recall, they end up going back to the bank. They get robbed again, and guy's like, "Fuck this!" Runs over and just like tries to take the guy's mask off. I think at first he gets shot, if I remember correctly.
No, not at first.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't get shot first.
But he ends up going like, "Hey, buddy," no pun intended, and he ends up like stealing a shotgun from a skull mask player who's like robbing the bank. It's like a funny thing. It's like this like little girl, and she's like, "What the heck? This is stupid." And he takes like he takes the sunglasses from her and just shoots her with the shotgun. And he shocks everybody.
And then this guy's line is so funny. His only response is like, "Oh, he's just resting."
He's just
like,
resting. He's just resting. It's fine.
Then Buddy says, "In pieces." He's dead.
I really like this film's like intentionally dumb humor. Like a lot of stuff you probably roll your eyes at, but they do it just right. Where you're like, "All right, I respect this."
Yeah, I love the self-awareness of the humor.
Indeed. So he ends up taking the sunglasses, walking around, and then he ends up discovering his life is a lie. I mean, his life is a video game. I don't know what came over me. His life is a video game, and he's kind of shocked by the whole thing.
I've been living at this the whole time?
Now he's able to access the player's view of the game, so Guy ends up visiting some new areas, and he's like checking it out, and he's like, "Yeah, boy," and he's like having a good time, and then he finally ends up meeting Millie / Molotov Girl at Revan Gemin Button's stash house. That's what it says on Wikipedia. Which holds evidence of the source code. I think this is where we get the first action scene, if I remember.
Oh, yes.
They try to break in, and then it's just like, it turns out the place is modded where a bunch of fucking NPCs show up and start shooting at him. And it's just this glorious action sequence, and Ryan Reynolds just kind of blunders his way through it.
Yeah, he just rolled along with it.
Yeah, he like runs into a dude with his motorcycle, he like knocks a guy over, and he's like, "What's going on?" And she's all like, maybe level up before you know. Or no, that's later. But they like start shooting around, and it turns into this crazy thing, and they do end up escaping, though, barely, with their lives, if you want to say that.
Oh, wait. We skipped the whole part.
Oh, you skipped the whole part. Sorry. What part did we skip?
Yeah, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. When Guy realizes that he's living in a video game, he goes back to the train, where the train is,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's the guy's name again? The second main character?
Molotov Girl?
No, the other guy.
Keys?
Yeah, Keys. Keys and his other friend pop up because they think
Oh yes, how did I forget about this scene? I was about to say I really like this scene when they're like chasing them around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they think it's just another player.
It's like, "Hey, buddy."
NPC skin.
Like dressed up as cops. I think the other guy's dressed up as like a bunny.
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, you look stupid," and he's like, "No, it's fine, man." He's like, "Oh God." He like walks over. He's like, "Hey, we know you're a player." He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they like chase him around, and yeah, it's a whole thing. It's very fun.
Oh yes. And then Guy gets these shoes, and when he realizes he's in a video game, those shoes, he actually can jump really high.
Yeah, you can like bounce around. Like that's actually pretty cool. I feel like I wish that was in the actual GTA.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
What's up, Keery? Sorry, my kitty wanted out.
But yeah, this entire sequence is...
But yeah, I really like the sequence. Him and his friend Mauser is... And Mauser's like the... Mauser's that guy who he's kind of torn. Because he likes keys, but he also kind of likes his job at Tsunami, even though he takes a lot of shit from Antoine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yes, they run around to like a building area, and he ends up like falling, and then he gets the bouncy shoes, and then goes, you know, boink boink boink. And he's like, oh wow, I should have died right there, and then he gets ran over. And doesn't he die right there, or did he just get run over? And he's like, I'm fine.
Nah, he dies and he resets.
He resets. He's like, huh, that was weird. And I think that's when we get to the scene of he meets Molotov Girl again.
Yes.
And then that's when we get to the great action scene stuff.
Yes. Now it is.
Yeah, it's like just a bunch of dudes show up, and I think it's modded. I think she said, if I remember right, because I haven't seen this movie in a little bit. If I remember correctly, isn't Millie just not? Isn't the place modded where she can't, like, they just keep spawning like henchmen, mooks?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, and they just start like shooting at him, and it's this just big ass action sequence.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
So yeah, guy ends up realizing his life's a video game. I think he finds another set of sunglasses, and I mean, yeah, he does find it, and he ends up doing that whole thing with Millie, great action sequence, and she initially thinks that guy is a new player, so she advises him to level up so that they could, you know, be more successful next time.
Oh yes.
And guy ends up taking her advice, and he ends up basically becoming like a superhero in this world.
Oh yes.
And he's like helping people out, you know. Someone's like trying to rob them, he'll like knock them out and give them their stuff back. You know, just fun stuff. I one of the things I really like is I like how Guy is he's almost like a big child.
He really is.
I forget all the things he actually does. Do you remember anything? I remember he some guy like tries to steal a lady's purse, and he like knocks him out, and he gives the purse back to the old lady.
Yeah, I was just about to get into that. Yeah, he knocks the guy out, gives him his money back. He tries to throw a grenade at a gang of thugs, but a car gets in the way, and he kills himself accidentally. So he has to, so he resets again, and he changes himself a little bit, actually. Instead of wearing a tucked-in blue t-shirt, he wears a long-sleeve shirt that's not tucked in, because he knows, like, oh, I can just live my life instead of the same old routine. And he levels up pretty quickly. It's actually very fast-paced.
Oh yeah, like he becomes pretty good at this whole thing, and yeah, he does fail a couple of times, which is nice to see. But you know, he ends up making it, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then yeah, after he gets to level 100. He actually gets to level 102. Great detail is that once he gets to level 102, he looks buffer.
Oh yeah.
Even Buddy points that out when he goes back to his job.
He's like, damn.
You look buffer.
He's like, thank you. But yeah, he basically becomes like a vigilante, you could say, but he's like super nice about it.
And he becomes incredibly popular.
Yeah, he becomes like a meme. Like Jacksepticeye, Jacksepticeye sees it. I think Markiplier's there. Like Ninja's there. It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
A lot of famous gamer YouTubers. They're like, blue shirt guy.
Yo, it's blue shirt guy. You know, it's really funny. It's really. It's funny. Yeah, it's a fast-paced movie, but it doesn't feel like super rushed. I like that.
No, it's fast-paced just enough. Not too fast-paced. Where it's like, oh, that just happened.
Let's see. So he ends up becoming a meme, and or not really a meme. He becomes like a sensation around the world. He becomes viral basically around the world, and he becomes known as Blue Shirt Guy. So I think this is where we first meet Antoine, or do we meet Antoine later?
We meet him.
Okay. So Keyes and Mauser initially think that Guy is some hacker who's disguised as an NPC. They attempt to ban him from the game, but they're unable to find anyone who fits his profile. I forget exactly all they do. Do you remember, Jacob?
I do not, unfortunately.
Yeah, they try to find... I do remember they do try to find his... They do try to find, a player who fits his profile, and they try to look around, and they eventually end up finding that he is actually an NPC, and Keyes ends up realizing that Guy is actually an NPC doing all of this.
Yes, and an NPC that's gained awareness and has a mind of its own.
Now, this shocks Keyes, and Keyes ends up going to Millie's house to tell her all about it. And they do, I think. That's what he does, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
This is where we get to the real emotional core of the movie, and it was Keyes' idea to... Because, you see, Keyes really likes Millie, but, he has that thing that a lot of people have. He's too shy to really make a move on Millie. So instead of actually, asking her out, he decided to encode what he knew about her and her tastes and all that into an AI routine in the game, which was eventually put into Free City.
Mm-hmm.
And he realizes that this is actually proof that Antoine took their idea for their game called, I forget what I just fucking said it. Life Itself.
Correct.
This also explains why Guy feels uniquely drawn to Molotov Girl, aside from everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think I also skipped them going around, and they're starting to hang out more. Guy and Millie start hanging out more, and I really like their relationship. Ryan Reynolds and Jodie Comer have a lot of chemistry together.
They do. I like their relationship.
Yes, they like the same ice cream. They like hanging out on the beach. And she's like, yo, you're doing pretty good. I hope I meet you sometime in the real world. And he's all like, what? And she's like, the real world. And he's like, oh, yeah. And like, it was real to me, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of swing around, stuff like that. They also like this. For some reason, this detail, I always remember this detail. He really likes bubblegum ice cream. And guess what? So does she.
Yep.
I don't know why I remember that out of everything in this movie, but I just do. I like cookies and cream ice cream.
I like a lot of ice cream flavors.
Don't have a favorite?
No, there are too many.
You're a monster.
Too many good flavors.
But yeah, bubblegum ice cream. Again, I don't know why the hell I remember that out of everything. But
Gotta have a variety.
Bubblegum
ice cream.
Bubblegum ice cream, man. I don't know. What do you think, Jacob?
I'm surprised they haven't made that yet.
I thought that was real. I thought they already had a bubblegum ice cream.
I don't think so. Bubblegum ice cream.
Meanwhile, some of the other NPCs that guy interacts with and, you know, basically makes up his friends, his city, they start gaining self-awareness too.
They do.
And, you know, they're starting to be like, hey, we're beings. We're alive, you know. And, Keys ends up telling her about this tells Millie / Molotov girl about this whole thing. And Millie ends up telling Guy the truth about his situation. And, Guy is just, I don't want to say he's devastated, but, he's not happy about it.
No. Surprised.
Yeah, he thinks like his life is I don't know if it's a lie, but he kind of feels like his life is meaningless because he basically lives in a world meant for people's entertainment. And then you think, ah, oh, damn, that's kind of deep.
Yeah, it's an eye-opener for Guy.
So, she tells Guy the truth, and he just feels awful, and then he ends up, like, holing up in his house. And he ends up hanging out in his house for a while. He gets kind of depressed. Did we skip anything else, Jacob?
No, we're good.
Guy kind of hangs out in his house, and Buddy ends up showing up. And Buddy and Guy talk, and they have this really heartfelt conversation about, you know, their reality and whatnot. And he's like, you know, he says something to the effect of, you know, we're friends with you, and that's as real to me as, you know, I forget exactly what he says. Do you remember, Jacob?
No.
Damn it.
I just know that Buddy is being there for his friend.
Yeah. Hold on. Never mind. Fuck you, Screen Rants. Anyways, so he basically tells him, like, this really heartfelt thing, like, their friendship is real enough to him, and that ends up, like, inspiring Guy to get back into the groove of things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, a really heartfelt moment. I really enjoy it.
I do, too. I just love their friendship.
Yeah, it's really nice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Buddy ends up helping Guy out with getting the specific footage from the, you know, Buttons place that they went to earlier, where it's modded, where all those guys go up and shoot everybody. Very fun.
Indeed.
And Buddy helps him, and Guy appreciates it. End up meeting Channing Tatum out of everybody. I think, is this the scene where they meet Channing Tatum?
Yes, it is.
Yes. They meet Channing Tatum, and he is just, he sees Blue Shirt Guy, and he sees Guy, and he's very excited to meet him. He's like, yo, bro, what's up? And he's all like, yo, man. And Guy's nice to him, and it turns out his player is basically that dude from Stranger Things, who plays that nerdy guy who runs the movie place.
Right.
Oh, God. So, he's like, I like how he's playing there, and then his mom's like, yeah, you stop that in there, and he's like, Mom, I'm talking to Blue Shirt Guy, you know. I'm like, that's so sad how relatable that is.
It's very relatable.
It's sad how relatable that is.
It's extremely relatable.
Oh my lord, this reminds me of a bunch of conversations I've had with my mom about. No, I'm sure you can just pause it. I'm like, no, it's not how online gaming works. I'm sorry. But he starts like dancing, and then he like threatens, and he like goes into threatening him. I'm like, all right, okay then.
Oh.
But Guy ends up, with help from Buddy, ends up helping getting the specific footage of proof, finally, that Antoine might have stolen their data, their source code. So then, I think this is where we meet Antoine, isn't it?
Yes, this is where we finally meet Antoine.
Yeah, like Keys gets a call, and he's like, dude, he's here. And Keys is all like, ah, shit. Runs over, and then we meet Antoine, played by the immeasurably talented Taika Waititi.
Oh, yes. Our Lord and Savior.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, I really like Taika Waititi in this movie. I like Taika Waititi. I really like Thor Ragnarok. I love Jojo Rabbit, and I really like him in this movie. He is just the most hilariously just evil bad guy. He's just a jerk, and he's a fun jerk to watch.
Oh yeah, you can clearly tell that Taika Waititi was having a blast playing this character.
Oh yeah, he's like Chris Evans in Knives Out. He is just so like comfortable with his jerkiness.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm aware of it. I'm not gonna hide it.
He's just walking around. He's like, yeah, boy. And I like how Mauser kind of like, I don't want to say he kisses up to him, but he's kind of like his like hinge dude. He's always like trying to help him out and be cool.
Yeah. Just trying to just stay on his good side.
Yeah, and Keys is just like, dude, this is just getting out of hand. Maybe we should just, let him keep going. And he's like, nah, dog. He's like, nah, dog. It's, it ain't that way. And, Blue Shirt Guy's popularity ends up threatening Antoine's plans to launch the sequel to Free City, called Free City 2. Very creative.
Indeed.
And he's basically the rich asshole boss guy, and he's kind of cliched, but you know what? Taika Waititi plays him with such, he has so much fun with the role. It's basically like if Korg was a jerk.
Exactly.
and Korg was my favorite character in Thor Ragnarok, so there you go. I just, oh man. I can't wait till we get to Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, me too. Now that you say that, I wish Taika Waititi played like an asshole version of Korg and Free Guy. Just imagine that.
That would have been good. Hey, did you see Deadpool and Korg reacting to like a video game? I forgot. I think it was a trailer for this movie, actually.
Oh, it was, and it was legendary.
Oh my lord, it was so funny.
It was perfect. Because, ironically, Taika Waititi and Ryan Reynolds are both a Free Guy, and look, Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, and Taika Waititi plays Korg.
I like how Korg's wholesome energy, and he just doesn't really get like Deadpool's weird jokes.
No, he doesn't get Deadpool's sense of humor. He's just like, oh yeah, sure, man, yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, it's very good movie.
I'm Korg. I make rocks.
Yeah, I made you a little rock paper scissors joke, if you don't mind there. You know. Again, I'll save the Korg love for Thor Ragnarok. But oh man, that trailer was great. I wonder how much they tried to convince Kevin Feige to do that, and he was like, "All right, fine."
I mean, you made Korg one of the greatest MCU characters. So
oh my lord, I love Korg. I love Korg so much. But again, back to Antoine. But yeah, Antoine is basically like, "Yo, what do people like? They like, you know." I forget exactly what he says, but he's basically that guy who just doesn't give a shit at his job. And it's fun to watch.
It is.
He's kind of like He Who Remains from Loki.
Yeah, exactly. He is.
He's kind of a dick, but he has fun with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, we gotta launch a sequel, and we're gonna have to shut down the whole thing. Well, this blue shirt guy, we're gonna have to shut him down. This is a bad impression, I'm sorry. So he ends up ordering a server reboot that temporarily ends up resetting Guy's memories.
Yep, and he goes back to being the guy that we met at first.
Regular old guy.
Yep, follows the same old routine, just like how we first met.
Yep. And yeah, I usually don't like the whole, oh, he's back to where he was, and it's all sad, but you know what? This is actually kind of sad. I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, because we were seeing Guy grow.
Yeah, we were seeing Guy grow, and we were seeing him, like, you know, start to, we were seeing him start to grow a bit.
Fuck you, Antoine.
Oh, yeah. So, Millie is saddened by this and ends up finding Guy, and Guy's all like, yo, what up, dog? And she, like, tries to jog his memory, and it doesn't work at first, until she gives him the magical kiss.
That's where he regains all his memories. Now
Yep.
he's back to being our guy.
Yep, and, you know, again, it's so cliched, but you know what? I don't fucking care. I was, like, you know what? I don't fucking care. This is fine.
And this movie's aware of that.
Ah, hey, stop that. Sorry, I was talking to my cat. Not nice to bite people, kitty. Stop it. Anyways. So Millie restores his sentience by kissing him. And he ends up talking about life itself and shows him this island. And believe it or not, Guy ends up recognizing it. Because it turns out at his apartment, the under his the window seal, the kind of those things you have under the window seal, it turns out that part of the code made up the window seal, which is basically the proof that she needs that Antoine stole from them.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, wait, this is proof.
This proof, now we can stop Antoine.
Yeah. And he is able to recall the location of an island, which has remnants of life itself source code. So they end up making their way to the island before the sequel launches, and they end up wiping out all the content. But I think before he does all of this, he ends up giving a speech to his fellow NPCs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like this epic, inspirational speech about, you know, let's try and be alive and all that good stuff.
Oh, yes. Saying, like, we all can live however we want, not follow the same old routine.
And everyone's like, yeah! 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 You know, that kind of thing.
NPC lives matter.
Hashtag NPC lives matter. I'll take it. I'll take it. Antoine is not happy about the wipe of the old content, and ends up firing keys, has all the players booted, and he ends up sending this incomplete other version of Guy called Dude. I thought you're gonna do dun dun dun, but that's okay.
I can't. It's Dude, so I can't.
And and he ends up sending Dude into the... He was developed for Free Guy 2. Or not Free Guy 2. Free City 2. And... oh, God. I can't help but laugh. And Dude, he ends up sending Dude into the game, and Dude is just like this muscly... oh, jeez. Do you want to take this from here? I can't help but laugh at this.
Yeah, Dude is this big buff dummy that was part of Free City, but he's not even complete yet, so that's why he's a dumbass.
That's why it's funny. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, but Antoine is like, fuck that, just get him into the game. I don't give a fuck if he's not complete.
They're like, sir, he's far from complete. He's like, I don't care, send him in. And he's like, okay. And they send him in, and he just looks... This wouldn't work if... It wouldn't work if they didn't mention earlier he wasn't fully completed yet. Because he looks so stupid.
Literally... he is brawn and no brain. He has a tattoo of a blue T-shirt on his chest.
Yes. Yes.
And he looks incomplete too.
It looks like in one of those. It looks like Leia in Rogue One.
Exactly.
Except it's like ironic. Except it's like, look, it's supposed to look this way. Like, it's intentional. And it's freaking hilarious. It just looks like a buff dude, and he just slapped Ryan Reynolds' face on it.
Yep, that's it.
It's so funny. And he's like, me, dude. And he just like starts throwing Guy around.
That had me rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh my lord. And I think this is the scene where Chris Evans is like, what the hell is this?
Oh, yes. When a Guy finally gets the glasses back, he activates Captain America's shield. Then you hear the Avengers theme play, and then you see Chris Evans. What the shit?
Yeah, and Chris Evans is just like, what the hell? What is this? It's so good. It's so good. Apparently they were like, hey, could you, like, make a cameo for this movie? It'll only take, like, a minute. And he's like, yeah, sounds good to me. He just did it, so there you go.
What the shit?
And, like, some other people show up in this movie. I forget who all shows up.
Well, I do know is that Guy finally gets a beating on Dude. Of course, he activates Captain America's shield. Then
oh, yeah.
Then he activates the lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, dude just starts throwing Guy around, and he's just like, oh, no! he gets like a lightsaber out, and then he gets like the Captain America shield. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Oh man, it's funny. They're just like, they're fighting each other. I like how it's like gripping, but it's also funny.
Oh yeah, like I'm like on the edge of my seat, but at the same time I'm laughing my ass off. Cause like, what the fuck is this dude thing? It's just a buff Ryan Reynolds, but it just has Ryan Reynolds' face on it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would have worked quite as well if the whole intention of the character wasn't that he's supposed to be incomplete, so it's supposed to look kind of bad.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think it's funny. That's why it's funny.
That's why this whole movie's funny. It's so self-aware and it's just so just aware of like dude guy, he's supposed to look kind of abysmal because he's incomplete, and that's why he's a dumbass. He's incomplete.
He starts like throwing around, but you also kind of feel like endeared to this guy, even though you know he's kind of the villain, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say dude's a villain. He's just kind of there. He just kind of like, oh, me dude, and he just starts like throwing guy around. He's kind of like a toddler.
He is a big stupid toddler.
Yeah, it's like I can't help but like feel like not pity, but I kind of like, aw, like he's not that bad. He's just he's dude.
Me dude.
What was that? Was that the lizard from is that the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man?
It is. Me dude. The lizards.
Oh my god, it turns me. I don't even want to get into that again. Ugh. So, while Dude initially kicks Guy's ass, Guy ends up putting the sunglasses on Dude, which, ends up distracting him. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he sees rainbows and just like unicorns. That just distracts him because he's dumb as a rock.
I love Dude. He's just like, ooh. He's like really into it.
Me like it.
Yeah, exactly. So Guy ends up running across this like bridge thing in an attempt to reach the island, and Buddy ends up joining him. And Antoine gets pissed off and just gets an axe and just starts like his last ditch effort to try and stop everyone. He starts smashing the servers with his fire axe, which ends up erasing Buddy along with much of the game world. And he ends up firing Mauser when Mauser finally stands up to him. And, man, when Buddy gets erased, like, it's so sad.
Why? Why would you do this to us?
Dang it. It is so sad.
Buddy for life.
Hashtag justice for Buddy. So Antoine decides to pull a uber dick move and starts just smashing the servers with his fire axe, and with a fire axe, which is he ends up erasing Buddy and whatnot. And before he can destroy the final server, Millie ends up showing up, and she ends up offering a deal so that she can abandon her lawsuit and gives him the rights to her code and ends up surrendering the profits of Free City franchise to him in exchange for the last server. And you know what? Antoine agrees.
Mm-hmm. He's like, deal.
He's like, I'll take this. Because, it's all about that money. And he's just like running around smashing stuff. And it's like this really gripping scene. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, I think he also erases Dude in the process as well.
Oh, yes.
But yes, Guy is now at the island and ends up finding the island he was looking for. So, some time has passed, and the sales of Free City 2 have just gone down to shitter. Because of lag play, bugs in the code, basically just all that stuff that gamers hate, which is just a badly made game.
Exactly.
And Antoine just gets up the ass with lawsuits, and he gets embattled for plagiarism and criminal damage, and he starts being all like, well, I'm a victim of the press and all that. So Keys, Mauser, and Millie, in the meanwhile, end up releasing their indie game, Free Life, using a lot of the recovered code that Antoine destroyed, because, you know, he's a dick. As they said earlier in the movie, I have met God, and he's a dick. So Keys, Mauser, and Millie are hanging out, and they're using the recovered code, and Free Life turns out to be a big success. Guy and Dude and the other NPCs are getting around, and it's really cool. And Guy ends up reuniting with Buddy. Is that later?
No, that's at the end of the movie.
Oh, that's later. Yeah. So, I think Dude carries Guy around.
Yes.
It's so freaking hilarious.
I can't help it, yeah.
And this world is kind of nice. It's like foresty, and there's like they have a Pegasus running around, and it's oh Lord.
Yeah.
And Dude's like carrying Guy around, and they end up meeting Millie, and Guy says, Guy ends up telling her that he's like, look, I really like you, but, you know, I'm sure there's someone out there who was inspired to create me, because they really liked you. And this is basically my dummy version of that whole conversation. And she ends up, meanwhile, Mauser kind of silently encourages Keys to, try and make a move, but he's like, I don't know. And he ends up going to get some coffee for her, and he's like, yeah, you need some coffee? And she's like, yeah, and she tells him exactly, what she wants, which, guess what? That's the exact same, thing that Guy likes as well.
Yes.
And this is really where the movie is revealed. Guy was actually Keys' love letter to Millie, because he remembered all of the stuff that she liked, like the kind of coffee she liked, her favorite songs, and also her favorite ice cream, bubblegum ice cream. Don't know why I still remember that out of everything, but alright. Millie ends up taking the hint and ends up leaving the game and walking out, and I like how Mauser just sees it and he just gives a little smile.
So adorable.
And Millie ends up leaving the game, and she finds Keys, and she and Keys end up sharing a kiss, and it's a really nice scene. I just had to pause it. It's one of those scenes that you just pause and you just sit back and you just have a big smile on your face.
Yeah, it's very heartfelt.
They don't show the kiss. It just kind of blocks out before the kiss actually happens. But it's a really nice scene.
It is.
On the meanwhile, Guy ends up walking around a little bit, and he reunites with Buddy. Yay, the dynamic duo are back. And it's just a beautiful moment. He's like, Guy, Buddy, and they run over and hug each other, and it's Another scene, I just would pause it. I just sit back. I feel all warm inside, you know. Just a nice little hug, you know, and I feel all warm inside.
Yeah. Just feels satisfied.
And Buddy ends up asking Guy, well, what are we going to do? And Guy just kind of goes, well, whatever we want. And then they end up just going around to have fun, and that's the end of the movie. And again, it just makes me smile. A happy ending for everybody.
Just a good time.
It's good. So that was Free Guy. Damn, this was a really good movie, actually.
Oh yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a movie that really surprised. It's one of those rare films that surprised me.
Mm-hmm. It's all the things you want to see in a film like this. Humor, heart, characters, likable characters. It's a clever concept. Very self-aware. It has it all.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was Free Guy. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, had a lot of heart, and I hope Hollywood takes a note from this movie and make more movies like this.
Yes. Hollywood hasn't run out of ideas yet.
Indeed. It's shown that maybe Hollywood hasn't run out of ideas like everyone says. In all honesty, I'm kind of sick of everyone saying that, because I find the real problem is fucking lazy moviegoers.
Yep, that's it.
But that's a rant for another time. Free Guy is just a fun movie filled with heart, and I regret not seeing this in theaters. I'll admit, I underestimated this movie. I didn't think it would be that good. Or maybe not. I thought it would just be okay. It looked just like, you know, fun, disposable entertainment. But it actually wasn't that. It was a fun, clever little movie.
Yeah, it looked like it would be like a fun movie, but it would just be this big product placement, IP-driven movie. But no, it was very heartfelt, very clever, and self-aware. And it has the one thing that I did not expect this film to have: heart.
Indeed, I couldn't say it better myself. This film is just really fun.
Indeed. Again, one of the biggest surprises that I saw last year.
Indeed, 2021 was a pretty good year for movies, if you ask me.
It was. It's actually really damn good.
We got Spider-Man No Way Home, we got The Green Knight, we got this movie, we got a bunch of other movies out there too, but I can't name them at the moment.
But I will say, this year, so far, pretty good for movies.
Yeah, not too badly so far. Yeah, no, I haven't been too bad so far. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I think that's the end of our conversation about Free Guy. I really like this movie.
I do too. It's just a damn good time.
Well, Jacob, you want to talk about some other stuff we've been seeing since, real quick?
Oh, yes.
What have you been doing recently, Jacob? Like, what are some stuff you've heard about?
I finally saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, I know, I've been wanting to see that. I just haven't gotten around to it. Lazy bastard. Bad Britain. Anyways, I saw you gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. That is surprising. That's a rarity from you.
Oh, very rare. Yes, Everything Everywhere All at Once. One of the most exciting films I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it looked like fun. I saw the kid from the Goonies is in it, all grown up. The Short Round's in it, all grown up.
Yes, Short Round himself. man, but that movie, man, it had everything, dude. It had characters. It had a bunch of bizarre shit in it. And this is how you do the multiverse. I mean, like, we've had a lot of great multiverse movies. Into the Spider-Verse, Multiverse of Madness, and No Way Home. But I think this might be my favorite out of all of them.
Oh boy, wow, that's some pretty high praise there. And I know how much we both loved No Way Home. I still love that movie. I am not sorry.
No, to anyone who doesn't, what's wrong with you? But yeah, this film blew me away. I was genuinely really surprised by it. It looked like an A24 film, and let me tell you, it is an A24 film. And I dare say, masterpiece. So far, my favorite movie of this year.
Wow. Not bad.
I mean, I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd, so there you go.
Might need to... I really need to see it. I want to see it.
I'm really glad that I saw it in theaters.
You didn't see it in theaters?
No, I'm really glad I saw it in theaters.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised it's still in theaters.
Yeah, and... yeah, I want to see that in theaters. And I want to see The Northman in theaters, but it's not in theaters anymore, so I'm gonna have to wait until it's on digital.
Oh man, I like the Northman. Let's see. Oh yes, I will be seeing Top Gun Maverick on Monday. I bet you're wondering,
Hell yeah.
Monday? Watches fucking movies on a Monday. Well, it's Memorial Day, motherfuckers.
Hey, and what better movie to see than Top Gun Maverick?
And I have been shocked. Let me tell you, Jacob. I have been shocked. Can I just say that? I don't know how you felt about the reception for Top Gun Maverick, but I have just been... It's rare for me to get surprised anymore when it comes to movies, you know? But let me tell you, Top Gun Maverick, the reception it's had so far, has really surprised me.
Oh, it shocked me, because I thought the reception would get just the same as, like, the first one, which I personally really love, by the way, but...
I love the first one. I love the first one.
I love it. I don't care what
I unironically love it. It. Just the best cheesy 80s movie of all time. But anyways, I'm getting off track. What were you saying, Jacob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. But anyway, yeah, Top Gun Maverick, the reception, I was shocked. People are saying, like, it surpasses the first one. It's one of the best action movies I've seen so far this year. And I'm like, damn, I wasn't expecting this great of a reception. I was expecting the reception kind of like with the first one.
I was either expecting a mixed reaction, a kind of solidly positive reaction, or just fucking trashing it. I was not expecting... Even people like the Critical Drinker are saying this movie is good. That is surprising. To me, anyway.
And I'm like, and you want to see it more, because I've always wanted to see Top Gun Maverick, because I unironically love the first one as well, because and Tom Cruise, he doesn't disappoint when it comes to like entertaining the hell out of us. But the reception, like people are saying, like the action is phenomenal as usual from a Tom Cruise movie, but also it has characters, it's emotionally investing. I'm like, damn, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know. I was blown away by just by the, the reception alone. Because I was half expecting this movie to get blasted.
Yeah, either get blasted or just have like mixed reviews like the Top Gun. But no, even like a couple of my friends who like really don't like the first Top Gun said like this is a really damn good sequel.
I know. I don't know what to say. I am looking forward to seeing it. I hope it is not disappointing, but when I hear from like guys like Critical Drinker that it's good, I'm very interested to see what this movie will bring.
Oh, I am too. I cannot wait to see
it. And it looks great. I'm not gonna like say I haven't seen any of the trailers. It looks outstanding.
It does. It does. It looks like a lot of fun. And the fact that most people are saying, like, it's better than the first one, that's rare.
Indeed. Excuse me. Yes, the new Thor Love and Thunder trailer came out, which, what do you think of it, Jacob? I didn't watch it at first, because I've been trying to, not get too hyped about it, but I did end up caving and seeing it, and, I liked it.
Yeah, I got some thoughts about one particular thing, but the trailer so far, it looks like a lot of fun. But, here's my, big, I have an opinion about this one thing. Christian Bale is Gore the God Butcher.
Oh, yeah, I knew you were I was going to bring that up, but say what you're going to say.
Okay. Now, his design, he looks terrifying. He does look absolutely terrifying. But that's not Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, I know. I had the same complaint, too. There was a dude on, just on Twitter who made him look more like how he looks in the comics, which is little line ears, little slits for nostrils, and I just think, and don't get me wrong, he looks fine. Christian Bale looks fine. He looks scary as Gore the God Butcher, but he doesn't look like how he doesn't I don't know. I hate being that comic nerd who gets super mad about how he looks, but I don't know. It just feels like either A, Marvel's cutting corners, or B, they really were just wanting to go for just going for that practical effects.
No, for me, he looks like Voldemort with the nose.
He does. I never even thought of that. Yeah, he does look like... He does!
I told Carlton, and he was like, I could not agree more.
That's so good. Oh, God. Oh, man.
There's a lot of things I called him. I think he looks like Valak, the nun from the
It's so good.
I mean, it's Christian Bale, one of my favorite actors, so I'm still excited to see him, because it's Christian Bale.
Oh my God, have you seen any of the memes about Gore the God Butcher? They're just piling in right now.
Oh, they're just, piling up.
There was one of American Psycho, and it was him as Gore. Oh my God, I was in stitches. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard at that one. It's him it's basically him. It's basically the poster for American Psycho, except with the face of Gore, and it's him doing that weird constipated look. It is so fucking hilarious. Oh my Lord.
Through the roots. I mean, Carlton definitely had an opinion on it. I mean, yeah.
Oh, Tyke had opinions on it too. He's kind of nervous because he's a big fan of the Gore, the God Butcher comics, and I really enjoyed that arc myself. It's one of the best Thor stories I think I've read.
But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they'll do. I am anxiously optimistic.
Carlton described this look he has a black goo coming out of his mouth like Danny DeVito as the Penguin from Batman Returns.
Yo, he does though. He does.
I mean, yeah, he looks scary, but that's not Gore the God Butcher.
Looks like his cousin, Boar.
Exactly.
Why did I say that?
Exactly. But yeah, maybe they'll give him his more comic accurate look by the end of the movie. I don't know, whatever. But so far, his design-wise, I am underwhelmed. But you know what? I'm still excited to see Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher.
I am excited as well because Taika Waititi has not let me down yet. And Thor Ragnarok was such a breath of fresh air in comparison to those other two Thor movies. I don't care what he gives. I just want to see it. Though I did hear them kind of hyping up Gore the God Butcher, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to be one of the best villains in the MCU. And I'm like, all right, buddy, I'll believe it when I see it.
I mean, yeah, I'll believe it. I mean, and plus, Christian Bale, for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, but you know their track record with villains. They mostly miss rather than hit.
Yeah.
So I'm a little cautious. I don't think you can blame me for being a little cautious.
No, even if he does end up being one of the worst villains or just being like okay, I feel like Christian Bale's performance will like elevate it for me personally. But yeah, I'm a little cautious because the only thing MCU sucks at is their villains. I mean, unless you got like Loki, Thanos, or Killmonger, you'll get ones like Yellow Jacket or the Elf villain from Dark World.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on that. Ugh.
Oh, just wait until our Dark World review, and when we get to Ant-Man. Ooh.
Oh god. Ooh. Mm.
But yeah.
Apparently Taika is writing this, because one of my complaints about Ragnarok is that the villain was pretty bland.
Oh, yeah,
Hera?
Hela, yeah.
Hela, sorry. I thought she was pretty bland, and that was basically my only real criticism of that movie. Aside from that, I thought it was really good. And
yes.
Taika is writing this one, so hopefully we'll get better villains in this, and Gore is a very beloved villain of Thor. He's like Loki and Malekith tier, and they fucked Malekith, so can't go any worse than that.
Wait, who? Oh, yeah, the elf villain.
The elf villain, yeah.
I just call him the elf villain. I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, Malekith is his name, but how did I know that? I've spent a lot of time with Ty, that's how I know that name. Ugh.
I will say, that would be an interesting one to discuss because Ty unfortunately likes that movie.
Yeah, he likes the movie aside from his flaws. He is less hard on it than I am. Do I think he Phantom Menaces it a little? Maybe. I won't get into that. I'll wait till the Thor reviews. But yeah, I myself though, I really don't like that movie. Like if there is one MCU movie I just straight up don't like, it's probably either Thor: The Dark World or Captain Marvel.
They're the only two that I honestly dislike. I mean, there are others that are like just mediocre, but I wouldn't say they're awful.
Even Ant-Man, which has one of the worst villains in the MCU, even had something I liked in it. Like there was like characters you like. And Thor, it's just Thor: Dark World's just a bunch of cliched crap. But we'll get to that in the Thor we'll get to that in the Thor: The Dark World review.
I think I'll have most fun with that one.
Oh yeah.
So I got some opinions on that one.
But back to Love and Thunder, I am curious to see it. Russell Crowe is going to be in this movie? He's going to play Zeus?
Carlton, once again...
Because why fucking not?
Because he's like, Russell Crowe as Zeus, his design is also fucking lazy. That's what Carlton said.
Fuck what he says. I actually like his design. I know, you know what? I know he's kind of close to home with those. I know he's close to home with the Greek gods, but I don't know. I think it's funny seeing Russell Crowe as Zeus, because that's always how I imagined him. Just this kind of lecherous, dude just hanging out and doing his thing.
Yeah, exactly. But man, it was. I had a blast just hearing Carlton go off on the trailer.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he had opinions.
He was like, "Fuck this movie, I'm not seeing it. The only thing I'll be excited for is Natalie Portman as Thor, but that's it." He's like, "Fuck this movie, Taika Waititi, fuck him." And,
even though he only saw one movie of his that he didn't even write.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, it looks really fun. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I gotta love Chris Hemsworth comedic timing. He's so good.
I know. Yes, they changed up his character, which, yes, this is how you need to do it.
He's not like the kind of dull... He's not kind of the bland, Norse gentleman. He's kind of more goofy.
Yeah, I mean, more lighthearted, kind of more
but
like a bro.
But he also has heart, It's not like he's just an idiot.
Yeah, so fuck all the haters who say like, oh, he's too humorous, oh, he's too quippy and all that. No, I don't care. I love the change. I love the change of character they did with Thor.
I literally was like, Carlton, if you unironically think that Ragnarok is not as good, if you think it is worse than The Dark World, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. And he's like, well, fuck you. At least they had a fucking tone. I'm like, well, fuck you. It's a better fucking movie. I don't know why you don't like it, but... And then, hey, that's fine if you don't like it. But... he just dislikes it for the weirdest reason. It's like, it's too quippy. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm all like, bro, I'm not even gonna go there. That was a bad impression, but you know. So Carlton, please don't kill me. But
I mean, like, hey, we kind of got at it when he said like he prefers the original Suicide Squad over James Gunn's. And I'm like,
wow, that is some Phantom Menacing if I've ever heard it, because that first one was.
But anyway, yeah.
I remember, but yeah, Love and Thunder looks like fun. I really. it looks fun, and I'm really curious to see I'm curious to see space hippie Thor, how that's gonna go out.
You know what I'm excited for the most? Seeing a montage where Thor gets back in shape.
Yeah, that looked like fun. He's in that costume I'm calling Trucker Thor, and then he becomes Space Hippie Thor. They're just trying to sell toys with this damn movie. I'm telling you, they're gonna get the Trucker Thor toy, and they're gonna get the Space Hippie Thor toy.
But yes, please give me a montage like the montage where Mr. Incredible gets back into shape in The Incredibles.
Oh
Please
man, that'd be fun. Oh man, that'd be great.
So, rest in peace, Dad Bod Thor.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah. I will say though, speaking of that's unfortunately Ray Liotta of Copland and Goodfellas fame, unfortunately died a few days ago.
Rest in peace to a legend.
Did you hear about this, Jacob?
Yeah, I was in shock.
Yeah, I know. It was like Michael K. Williams' death a few months ago. It really hit me like a brick. He's in one of my favorite gangster films of all time, Goodfellas, and he was amazing in that movie, and he will definitely be missed.
Rest in peace. Absolute legend.
And he wasn't that old. 67?
No. Died very young.
I wouldn't say he's young, but yeah, like he was aging, but he was, you know, it was really sad to hear. Very unexpected.
Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, rest in peace.
Indeed. Very unfortunate to hear. I visited my grandma yesterday, and she's like, I didn't know you want to be a gangster, because I quoted the first line of Goodfellas. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster, and I slapped that at the beginning of my ode to Ray Liotta, and my grandmother took it literally. So, yeah, that was fun to explain. I'm like, no, Nanny, I don't want to be a gangster. It's a quote from a movie. She's like, what movie? Goodfellas. Never seen it? And she's like, no. And I'm like, it's the first line of the fucking movie. I didn't say that, but I was like, that's the first line of the movie. And she's like, oh. Oopsie. Anyway. God. So, it's been Star Wars Day. It's Star Wars month, actually. And, Star Wars has been in full swing. The Star Wars Day celebrations have been going on, and there have been trailers that have been coming out. Man.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And also, a new show came out, but I want to wait till the end. I want to talk about the trailers real quick. Jacob, did you see any of the new trailers for Star Wars?
Oh, I have. There's one that got me the most excited.
Was it the Fallen Order sequel?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were texting me about it the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I saw it, and it looks pretty fucking dope.
Yes. Other than Marvel Spider-Man 2, this is my most anticipated video game sequel, because I loved Fallen Order.
Oh, man, yeah, Fallen Order, that was another one that just surprised me. I'm like, okay, this looks good, and I played it, I'm like, holy crap, That was really good. That blew my expectations out of the water. Because I thought, it looks fun. And, I like Star Wars. So, and, what do you know? It was good. It was really good, actually. And this new game actually looks really good, too.
Oh, yes. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Fallen Order, but I saw Chris Stuckman talk about it. He said he loved it. And, I bought it at Walmart on my birthday. So I was like, oh, this ought to be a good birthday present. And that was one of the best birthday presents I've ever had. This was a total blast to play. I love Fallen Order. It's my favorite Star Wars game, and I'm excited for Survivor.
Yeah, my favorite one is still KOTOR, but I will say that Fallen Order was really damn good, and I really enjoyed it. 2018 was more the really good year for games, but 2019 wasn't a bad year for games. I mean, Fallen Order came out.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I have to say, my little cousin, Christian, he ended up beating the game for me. I'm like, I'll let you play for a minute, because I didn't think he was going to, he's probably just going to run around and, explore a little bit. Come back. I was going to go get a drink. I come back. He's beating the game.
Oh, yeah, told me that story.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. That wasn't embarrassing at all. Bullshit. No, I'm kidding.
Also, doesn't hurt to have more BD1.
Oh, no, yeah, he's great. I'm not a huge droid fan, but, I'm not a huge droid guy. I usually don't find them all that interesting. In fact, this is a bit of a spicy take, but I really don't like C-3PO. I don't like him.
Yeah,
I think he's annoying.
That, yeah.
Oh, Captain Solo. Oh, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm gonna get hate, but I prefer Jar Jar Binks over C3.
Oh, hot take there. Oh, man.
I don't give a crap what anybody says. I don't hate Jar Jar Binks.
I don't hate him either, but I don't know if I'd say he's better than C-3PO. I put him on similar tier. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't know. I just...
Carlton would agree with me. Me and Carlton agree. We like Jar Jar Binks.
Though I will say, Misa going home! Yeah, could you shut the fuck up, please? I'm trying to, watch this movie. I hate that line. Ugh.
Misa still.
I think Liam, in the wise words of Liam Neeson, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent. No, I'm kidding.
Can't wait to get the prequels, because I'm going to quote the hell out of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh my god. Yeah, hopefully next May we can do a Star Wars month or something, because Star Wars is definitely on my list of movies I'd love to talk about at some point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get the whole fucking gang. Get Tig and... I don't know. The new trailer for Andor came out, which is about the dude from Rogue One. I didn't watch it, because, in all honesty, I didn't care for Rogue One. Sorry to my cousin Preston, I know he really likes that movie. I'm not really all that interested in it.
I'm not. I mean, if it yeah, because Rogue One, but yeah.
I mean, you hate it more than you really don't like, you dislike Rogue One more than I do. I just thought it was really underwhelming.
I do not like Rogue One.
I just thought it was underwhelming.
I did not like it. Ugh.
I think Rise of Skywalker is a worse movie.
Oh, by far. But Rogue One, I do not like.
The last 40 minutes are, really good, and it's just kind of, the rest of it's, there.
Yeah, bland fucking characters. Ugh. But I'm going to say that for Rogue One, which I dread today.
Let's see. Is there other trailer? Oh yeah, the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer came out, and I just saw that before we started this, and looks good. I saw the first season, and it was pretty solid Star Wars entertainment. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was a fun addition.
Beautifully animated. I will say that. Wonderfully animated.
Mm-hmm.
This next first season was solid enough, and this next season I hope it's very good as well.
Yeah, first season it was a fun show. It was a fun show. Is it amazing? No, but it was fun. So hope the second season is just as fun as the first one.
Yeah. So there you go. There is. I think the next Star Wars Day, the Star Wars Day Today, is still going on right now as we're talking about it.
Oh yes.
Yes. Now we're getting to the main meal, baby, and that is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you know, I usually like to wait and binge stuff before I watch them, but not this. No. You don't know me very well if you thought I was going to wait this one out.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say this, Jacob? Can I just geek out for a minute?
Yeah, just say it.
I have waited so long for this. And Disney has given it to me. You know, I give Disney a hard time. A lot of people give Disney a hard time. But I don't fucking care. Alright? I've wanted an Obi-Wan Kenobi. I wanted to see Ewan come back to Obi-Wan Kenobi and let you know this is what they're fucking doing. And I watched the first 2 episodes because I'm not fucking waiting around for this. I am gonna fucking watch it right now. Just right now. Just now. And it was great.
Yes.
I really liked. I liked the first 2 episodes. They did feel like appetizers of the main meal, but you know what? They tickled my balls enough. They tickled them. I'm interested to see what happens next.
I mean, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and yeah, tickle my balls. Please do, because, yes, please do.
I don't know if you've seen Obi-Wan yet.
I finally have, and let me tell you, I couldn't wait. Yeah, I could. I was just like you. I couldn't wait. I was excited for this. And let me tell you, first 2 episodes so far, yeah, I love them.
I mean, are they flawed? There are some flaws in there, but I was not disappointed. Overall.
No, they tickled my balls in the best way.
I guess we'll go into full spoiler territory on this real quick. I thought it was hilarious when Flea showed up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, little girl. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that Flea? Yo, that's Flea! I made a shitload of Red Hot Chili Pepper jokes. I will say some of the chase scenes were a bit wooden, and like some of the just like the chick when she's like getting chewed out, that looked kind of wooden. It was kind of funny actually, and not intentionally, but aside from that, these are like a really strong 8 out of 10 episodes. I like first one's like a strong 8 out of 10. Second one's like an 8.5. I'm really just oh yeah, so good. It was so good.
Oh yes.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Oh, I am.
And oh man, that ending to episode 2. Whoo! Shit, boy, got the fucking chills, dog.
Like, yes, give me more.
Ooh, I got the chills, boy. Got the chills. And though I will say I was kind of surprised. I'm like, wait, I thought he already knew that Anakin was still alive as Darth Vader. But oh well. Also, the casting for Little Leia was just mwah. I loved Little Leia.
Oh, perfect.
Oh my god, she's so good.
Indeed.
I love Little Leia.
Me too. I'm just like, so far I'm like really loving Obi-Wan Kenobi just from the first 2 episodes. I'm hooked.
Yeah, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it.
It's good.
Even Jimmy Smith is likable as Bail Organa. He's not a fucking plank of wood.
Yeah, fine.
Good. He's likable and fun, and he's like really warm. I'm not gonna pretend that Jimmy Smith's the greatest actor in the world, but my god, He's a lot better in this than he was in the prequel movies. I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Benny Safdie was in it for like 5 minutes. I thought they were going to do more with him, but guess not.
No.
Also, the main chick, she's fine. She's a love-to-hate type of villain, I'm guessing, and she's succeeding there because I want to see her get force choked by Darth Vader. I wouldn't mind if that happened in the future.
No.
Also, Hayden Christensen, bitch. He's back. He's back in action. He's off the farm in Canada. He's going to play Darth Vader once again.
Oh, yes.
And when he, like, opened his eyes and he saw just fucking shriveled Darth Vader, whoo, boy. Whoo! Whoo!
Give me chills.
Whoo! Got me that chill, boy. That breathing, too. Whoo!
Oh, yeah.
Balls were fucking tickled.
They sure were.
Oh my god. Yeah, but the first 2 episodes, they succeeded in what they were trying to do, which they're basically trying to gain interest. They're basically giving you little niblets and being like, "Okay, go." And I'm here for the ride. I want to see what happens next.
I am too. Can't wait.
Are they flawed? In a way, yes. But you know what? I enjoyed it. Like I said, strong 8 out of 10 so far. And the second episode was an 8.5 out of 10.
Indeed.
I'm curious to see if Vader and Obi-Wan are going to have another showdown or if they're just not going to.
They better.
I have a feeling they will, but I don't know. My cousin Preston doesn't think so, but I'm not entirely sure.
I want to see more savage Darth Vader.
Savage Darth Vader? Yeah. More like Rogue One where he's just fucking killing everybody.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I want from Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, because Darth Vader is scary. Or at least he's supposed to be anyway. Let the bodies hit the floor. Anyway. But I'm very excited to see where they take this next.
Oh, I am too.
I love, like I said earlier, I love little Leia. She is so good.
She really is.
I just, what do you think of little Leia, Jacob?
Oh, I love her. I love little Leia.
I know it's just Leia, but I just call her little Leia. Because, you know.
It is little Leia.
I will say the Inquisitors are in this, and I thought they were better in Rebels than in this, but they're fine. I can deal with them.
Yeah, they're fine. They're passable.
Like I said, the one chick, bitch, I want to see her get force choked by Darth Vader, which I'm sure that's kind of what the show wants us to think. I'm curious to see what will happen next, because there's a lot of interesting questions that I want to see answered. I know she's just Leia, but I like to call her Little Leia because she is Little Leia, and she's so cute, and I want to paint your little cheeks, and no, she's precious.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, I got a little carried away there. Don't make me laugh. Anyways, what did you think of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jacob?
So far, I am really hooked on it. I hope it can remain as good as the first 2 episodes were. I mean,
I hope they're better. I hope they get like increasingly better. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Hopefully, I'm hoping.
Yes, because Obi-Wan Kenobi, the best part of the prequels, in my opinion.
Oh, hard agree. I have jerked this man's cock off long enough. Ewan McGregor was freaking best part of the prequels.
He was.
And dude hadn't missed a beat. He is still great as Obi-Wan. He just fucking nails that character so well.
He really does. Love Obi-Wan Kenobi. Love Ewan McGregor. The Obi-Wan Kenobi first 2 episodes so far. I am hooked. Can't wait to see more. What's more to come.
Indeed, I'm really, really looking forward to see what happens next. And apparently the next episode is coming out on Wednesday, so, oh boy. I'm sure we'll have much to talk about on our next show if we find the time.
Oh, yes.
Because we're starting our Thor-a-thon as next week, as you all know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, oh man, I'm really excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have waited for this for a very long time. You can ask friends of mine. I have waited for this for so long. And apparently, like, Ewan McGregor's like, hey man, I've wanted to do it. I'm not against doing it again. And hey man, I'm not gonna get in his way. I really enjoyed this. I really liked. I'm enjoying it so far. I am not unsatisfied. Now it could go down the shitter. I hope not, but I mean it definitely could. But I don't think it will. But I hope not. But you know, it's given me enough where I want to see what happens next. So I think it's doing a good job.
Hey, we're gonna have to wrap it up here. I gotta go somewhere.
Oh. All right, so yeah,
Sorry,
that's the end of that. That's the end of our episode. We will be starting our Thor-a-thon next week. I'm very excited for this one.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
We're going to be having Thor superfan and friend of the show, Ty Glauder, on for the next couple of episodes. We're going to be talking about all 3 MCU Thor movies so far. Hopefully we will get in. Hopefully we'll manage to make the time right where we can talk about Love and Thunder. But if not, we can probably find another time to talk about it. But anyways, this has been our episode. We're doing our Thor-a-thon next week. So I've been Britton.
And I've been Jacob.
And we do it for the love of the movies.
Yes, we do.
All right. See you guys later.